Hello, this is Dr. Hathaway of A Talk with the Community. I have been feeling the necessity to take some of my written words and to put them in a vocalized manner. I wrote a piece maybe about 3 or 4 years ago titled A Message Onward, Forward, and Outward. It expresses a message of how a nation and globe can propel onward, a community can go forward, a people can look upward, and change can go outward. We are on a journey together. It is one of edification, education, excellence, and expectation. These concepts start within the womb. They last for a lifetime and carry us to the hereafter. Along the way, we engage with humanity and see our humanness. We are edified by means of our socialization, our experiences. That edification wields power if we seek and demand it. We are involved in a schism between the rich and the poor, minority and majority, conscious and unconscious, ancient and modern, and classic and contemporary. We are educated by our first teacher, our mother, and everything else flows from that fountain. We are enhanced along the way. We get what the elders and eldresses call book learning, which allows us access and entry to great halls, academies, and opens doors to institutions both real and imaginary. We have a requisite to grow and glow in excellence. We are called to give and let it overflow. We are emboldened to be the highest and best. We are instructed by the late Congressman from Georgia, John Lewis, to, quote, study the path of others to make your way easier and more abundant. Lean toward the whispers of your own heart. Discover universal truth and follow its dictates. Know that the truth always leads to love and the perpetuation of peace. Hold only love, only peace in your hearts, knowing that the battle of good to overcome evil is already won. Close quote. Those fervent and accurate statements lead us to better tomorrows. They lead us to become a force for greater good. They lead us to what Reverend James Lawson calls, quote, a social and political ecospace to contribute, close quote. They lead us to change radically from where we have been to rise to our most noble selves. They lead us to channels of understanding. We are expected to reckon with and defy discrimination, racism, and poverty. We are expected to confront the perils in the spirit of grace and with a spirit of strength and hope. We are expected to throw off the physical and psychological shackles of segregation, bigotry, and brokenness. Those constructs have metastasized the foreign and body politic for over 400 years. We are expected to walk in new winds, travel across new bridges, migrate to new lands, swim through new waters, and lead a new charge. We are expected to listen to the sound of our striving as expressed by Dr. W.B. Du Bois. We are expected to challenge and tackle challenges and conditions of our time. We are expected to stop moaning, begging, crying, rocking, and marching. We are expected to think in a profound way that establishes a deep respect for ourselves and others. We are expected to hear the rhetoric and rhyme while leading a revolution as inspired and inspired by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Voices on many points of the sphere are arguing strongly for action and a dialectic. We have to give prescriptions on how to achieve it. We have to use our social and political stratification to shift power and influence. We have consistently taken to the streets to protest a government that is considered a leader of the free world. The national legislative body is in gridlock. Even when, excuse me, the Democratic Party excuse me, had majorities in two of the three branches of government. Both parties hold the line for passing comprehensive bipartisan bills that reflect the interests of most Americans. If we, the people, do not pay closer attention, we can become programmed to dysfunction. If we, the people, do not pay closer attention, the laws can change and feel like Jim and Jane Crow have been resurrected. If we, the people, do not pay closer attention, a nation can be redivided along racial, geographical, and economic lines. If we, the people, do not pay closer attention, current realities may be difficult to maintain, and advancement can be eroded and lost. We are in a unique position to do some bold and meaningful things in our communities. We can stretch forth a movement that opens the doors to allow us to be in a new posture. We are living in a movement right now. It has all the makings of those from the days of old. For the first civil rights movement was an outgrowth of rights which were fought for since the genocide of the indigenous peoples who inhabited this region of the world. It was spurred by the agitators and revolters of African, Native, and Hispanic ancestries. It was thrust forward by the oration of our most powerful speakers and grassroots leaders. It was stirred in the souls of our grandmothers and grandfathers. It boiled up in the belly of multiple generations of the oppressed, repressed, and suppressed who sought to redress our grievances. For the second civil rights movement, whose time frame is beyond 1968, has intersections of its predecessor, but it is different. It pushes us to grow in ways that challenge our values, our moral capacity, our tolerance, our humanity. It transforms how we experience one another and our willingness to overlap lives together. One people under the divine with a sense of liberty and justice for most. It restores the ideologues of old and brings them to a new focus. It extends our ability to frame and set agendas. It encapsulates our power and authority. It puts wind in our backs, which has insidiously declined. I'm going to quote Congressman John Lewis one more time. As he spoke about, we are, quote, still grappling with the challenges of conscience, close quote. We must latch arms, latch minds, and latch hearts to the idea we are on a continuum in the fight for change and freedom. We must speak in unison with one voice, one inextricable connection to transform a society. There will be benchmarks and milestones on the long walk to freedom. Every generation is called to give the absolute best of themselves, to show the world its significant contribution and its striving toward liberation. We are to give whether it is cognitive, material or immaterial, spiritual, financial, and emotional. We are to serve one another and ourselves purposefully. It is time to reignite the nation and world around causes which are difficult, convenient and inconvenient, troublesome, and even deep-seated. It is the time to focus in on what matters to families and communities. It is time to change the tone and tenor of a nation that has been operating as business as usual. There was a reigniting that happened earlier this year. And the spirit of the Reconstruction era is ripe and well throughout the southern United States. Yet we are living proof that the Old South is changing. The work to elect new elected officials as well as to hold the seats that have historically been ours since the 1965 Voting Rights Act can be done. It was done by countless and unsung leaders, community activists, and engaged citizens. Also, we must say in the ethos of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., quote, "Let freedom ring in Georgia. Let freedom ring over the Mississippi Delta and on the clay roads trod in Alabama. Let freedom ring in the Appalachian Mountains of East Tennessee and across the swamplands of Louisiana. Let freedom ring through the coastal plains of North Carolina. Let freedom ring over the highways and byways of Southern California. Let freedom ring over the urban sprawl of the land. Let freedom ring in the roar of New York City. Let freedom ring in the cornfields of the Midwest. Let freedom ring over the ranches and piney woods of Texas. Let freedom ring over the rich prairies of the Arkansas alluvial plain." As we go forward, we must speak truth to power and pressure all elected officials at every level of government, our community leaders, clergy, corporations, and the like, to expand access to us, to expand access to home ownership, boost profit sharing to employees, grow the social safety net for the poor, seniors, and vulnerable families. As we go forward, we must increase local, state, and federal funding for underrepresented populations. As we go forward, we must respire, reinvest, and reimagine our educational system. It must be culturally responsive and inclusive. It must mirror our technological innovation, be uncompromising, and demonstrate that our diversity is our strength. As we look upward, we have to demand unique opportunities which foster connections, engage in conversations, and take part in our nation. As we look upward, we have to expand and explore our boundaries and perceptions. As change goes onward, we have to offer and anticipate unparalleled regional, national, and international opportunities to network, develop leaders, collaborate, and create problem-solving solutions. This will require all spectrums of this country and abroad. As change goes onward, we have to do more than have a seat at the table or bring our own folding chair, as suggested by the late New York Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm. We have to utilize every matrix and component to communicate, build consensus, resolve conflict, and make the critical decisions to uplift truly our sisterhood and brotherhood. Because we are articulating a message which is connected to a movement on how a nation and globe can propel onward, a community can go forward, and a people can look upward, and change can go outward.